All right, welcome to this video. We're going to talk about the strategy behind building a challenge funnel. Okay. Now, I know that a lot of you guys, you are course creators or coaches, and you have experimented webinars and courses, and you are really excited about challenges. And it's actually something to be excited about, because it's a way that you can, really build a loyal audience that not just loves you and your product, but also they intend to buy, right? There's tons and tons of people that they are able to grow a massive audience, 70,000 people, 100,000 people. But then when it's time to buy or to sell a product, their audience doesn't buy. Right? So with challenge funnels, you can actually increase the likelihood of selling your products, because your audience will be very loyal and will be very interested in buying from you. Now, how do you build a structure like this, right? So the most important part about building a challenge funnel is first, the product, the type of challenge that you're going to be building. So you really need to identify your customer audience, and you need to understand what they are looking for. Okay, and you kind of want to be very specific, because, for example, building challenge funnels as a funnel builder is going to be different topics as building a challenge funnel for a coach that is trying to build his own or her own challenge funnel, right? It's going to be very different topics. In the funnel builders, they're going to be more specific in terms of the technicality, the psychological behind it, how they can use that to leverage, in content and attract more clients. For coaches, they are just looking to put everything together just so they can launch and start engaging with their audience, right? And they want to do it in a way that is easy to understand and to put it together. So when you do a challenge, if you identify that you want one audience or the other, you are going to be able to, one, prepare your challenge in a much more engaged way for the specific audience. And secondly, you are going to be able to sell them a lot at a lot higher conversion rate, okay? Now, that's going to be the first thing. So the second thing is, make sure that you share with your audience that this is a challenge format. So the challenge, how long is it going to be? Is it going to be 30 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days? How long is it going to be? You want to make sure that you share that it's very clear, so that your audience doesn't get surprised. Because when they do get surprised, they can either, feel misguided, misled, or they can even be a breach of confidence. Okay, so you really want to make sure that the information is there. You don't want to trick your audience just for the sake of a higher opt-in rate. Now, then you want to think about, is this going to be a paid or a free challenge? So what's the difference? The difference is free challenges have a lower risk, so people are more likely to just opt in. And in case they have time and they like it and whatever, they show up. And if they don't show up. So although you can have a higher opt-in rate, maybe you'll have a lower show-up rate and a lower conversion rate when it's time to sell the product that you are selling on the challenge. So it's really up to where you are right now. If you are getting started, you have no audience, right? You have like a couple dozen people. Then you just start with a free challenge. Start with a free challenge, start to get, really push people to be present, to join, to engage, and then try to get a few testimonials from the experience and stuff like that, and then utilize that to then, after your third or fifth free challenge and launch, then you go for a paid one with all the testimonials and stuff like that, and then you start slowly but surely, you start to grow. So in a matter of 3 months, 6 months of doing challenges, you grow tremendously faster, okay? So if you're starting, no audience, go for free. If you are starting with challenges, but you already have an audience, start monetizing it. Really just do something around the $27 range or $47 range as a first ticket, and then try to make a little bit more money with your upsells, like around $150, maybe $250, depending on the niche and all that stuff. Okay, so that's pretty much the first line of thought. Now, afterwards, let's say it's free, right? The upsell, how do you set it up? So ideally, you want to make a video that is engaging, that shares the opportunity that is going to be, and you want to add scarcity. So this opportunity is going to be that much better, because in the free version, you're going to get to these features. In the paid version, you're going to get all these other features that are really high in high value, high perceived value. So that will be insane for them not to say, okay, I need to grab this opportunity. Okay, so it's not just a matter of you get recordings, or not just a matter of you get more PDFs or more templates. It needs to be really, really high in value. So make sure that you go ham, because if you get people to already pay right there in the upsell, you're not just going to make a lot more money, but you're also going to be able to attract a lot more, to warm your audience a lot more. Okay, now once that's done, let's say that you build your first opt-in page. Then you use second page, which is the upsell, and then your thank you page. You already know the opt-in is just to increase the conversion, the opt-in rate. This one here is just you can increase a little bit about the conversion rate on the sales, and this one is what's the most logical thing afterwards. So make sure that you share in a very simple way, straightforward. It's better to be straightforward than to try to build fancy copy, because if you're not a copywriter and you try to write fancy copy, the chances are your audience is not going to understand a single thing. So really just be straightforward. This is what's going to happen, so that your audience knows exactly what it is. And then create the awareness level and upsell and the nurture level kind of back end sequences, so that you can get a little bit more juice out of your funnel. So what I mean by this is, once they opt in, you send them a few emails. Okay, and these emails are to warm them up for when the challenge is going to happen, right? So if the challenge is going to happen in 3 days or 4 days or 2 days or 1 day, whatever, you send them this sequence so they can stay in the line and they can stay curious and excited and joining the communities and participating and introducing themselves and all this stuff. And then if they don't buy, right, what you do is you do a follow-up sequence, a nurture sequence, so they can buy. So only 48 hours to purchase the upsell, only 24 hours to purchase the upsell, something like that, right? Now, after they buy, you want to make sure that you also have a few email sequence prepared if they buy the upsell, so they feel like a VIP. They are going to have that better experience. And that's pretty much about it. Once they land on the thank you page, what is the most logical thing you want them to do? Probably it's joining a private group where they're going to have your lives, right? So make sure that you guide them into all those steps. And as always, very important, have a way that they can easily send you DMs or emails so that you can provide support. Okay, this is really, really key. And when you launch your challenge, you want to have a list of people that signed up, and you want to have a way to directly message them so that you notify them, you get them curious, you share with them the resources and all that stuff. Okay, this is really, really important. So to build this in a funnel system like in funnel builder system like system.io, it's actually really, really simple, and you can make this happen just by doing a few workflows right here and right there based on specific triggers. So the opt-in, the sale, and opt-in condition, if they didn't buy this, you add them here. Okay, so that's pretty much about it. If they don't have a tag here, you start with this one. So go ahead, try to practice it. If you are interested in my own templates for these challenges, I do have free templates and paid ones. So yeah, go ahead, experiment those and try to build them on systems so that you can actually get practice and you feel like how simple it can be. Have a wonderful day.